10 signs you both are scared to fall for each other but already have. There are some bonds that do not fit into the typical flow of romance. They do not start with grand statements, gifts, or constant talking. They begin in the quiet, in long glances across a room, in pauses, and in hearts that recognize one another but do not know the next move. This is the type of love that makes you feel both vibrant and terrified at once. It is the kind of love that makes you want to step closer and pull away in the same moment. Here are 10 signs you both already love each other deeply, but are too worried to say it. 1. You both feel a pull, but keep acting like it is nothing. It starts simply. You meet, you speak, and something powerful moves between you, something soft yet very real. You tell yourself it is nothing, just a spark or your imagination. But every time your eyes meet, the rest of the world seems to fade away. You both feel that something is there, but neither wants to be the first to speak up. You find reasons to talk, then reasons to stay silent, just to see if the feeling goes away. It does not. You try to tell yourself it is just an attraction, but deep down, you know this pull is emotional. It is spiritual. It is not just about wanting them. It is about knowing them. And that is what scares you both the most, because that feeling is too real, too fast, and too strong. 2. You avoid deep talks because you are afraid of what you might say. A certain tension builds between you two when you speak. Casual chat flows easily and joking feels natural. But when the subject moves toward feelings, something inside you shuts down. You want to tell them everything, your late-night thoughts, your loneliness, and how they make your day better. But the words never leave your lips, because deep down, you know that the moment you open up, it will no longer be a simple chat. It will be a confession. So you both stay on the surface, hiding your depth behind jokes or other distractions. You talk about everything except the one thing that truly matters, how much you have started to care. 3. You both keep your distance but never stay too far away. You tell yourself you are keeping space so you do not get too attached. But no matter how hard you try, something always draws you back together. You stop messaging for a few days, then find yourself looking at your phone for a text from them. You avoid looking at them, yet when your eyes finally meet again, it feels like breathing after holding your breath too long. It is a dance between wanting and fear. One step forward, one step back. Both of you are testing the limits of how much your hearts can hide. It is not a lack of interest keeping you apart. It is fear. You fear what might happen if you both finally stop pretending. 4. Their silence affects you more than you want to admit. When they go quiet, your world feels out of balance. You overthink every little thing. Did you say something wrong? Did they lose interest? Are they feeling the same pain you are? You tell yourself you should not care this much. After all, you are not even together. But your heart does not follow labels or logic. It only feels the empty space. Their silence is louder than the presence of anyone else. Even without words, they have become a part of your inner world. Their voice stays in your thoughts, and their energy fills the rooms they are not even in. Even if you do not say it out loud, their silence hurts because deep down, you already love them. 5. You both feel jealous even when you have no right to be. You see them talking to someone else, laughing and sharing that warmth that once felt like yours. Something inside you hurts. You try to stay calm and remind yourself that they are free to do what they want. But the truth is still there. You wish that closeness belonged to you. The strange thing is, they feel the exact same way. They notice who you talk to and who makes you smile. They might not say it, but the change in their voice and their slight distance show everything. Jealousy, when there is no official relationship, is the clearest sign of hidden love. It is not about owning someone. It is about an unspoken bond and wanting to matter to them without knowing if you do. 6. You try to move on, but no one else feels right. You have likely tried to move forward and told yourself it was just a phase. You met new people and forced yourself to date, but no one feels like they do. Every new conversation feels empty, practiced, and incomplete. It is like you are saying the right words, but there is no soul behind them. Once your heart has felt a real connection, it refuses to settle for anything less. You realize that even though you might be afraid of loving them, you are even more afraid of living without that feeling of being seen and understood. Even though you try to hide it, every song and every memory brings their name back to you. 7. You feel totally exposed around them. There is something about them that breaks down your guard. You could be in a crowd of people, but when they look at you, it feels like they see past your mask. They do not have to ask what is wrong. They just know. They feel when your smile is fake or when your heart is heavy. That level of understanding is scary. Once someone sees you that deeply, they also have the power to hurt you. So you build small walls and use distance or denial as a shield, but somehow they always find a way in. Each time they do, it reminds you that this is not just a crush. It is a connection that is impossible to fake and hard to forget. 8. You think about them more than you want to admit. They live in your mind like a soft song in the background. You think of them when you wake up, when you are busy, and when you are doing nothing at all. It is not an obsession. It is a deep resonance. Something about them stays in the air around you. You remember small details, like how they laugh or the way they say your name. Even normal moments feel special because they were there. You tell yourself to stop thinking, but the heart does not take orders. It follows feelings, and this one has become a part of you no matter how hard you try to run. 9. You both act like you do not care, but your actions show the truth. Maybe you ignore each other on purpose or try to prove you are not affected, but your energy says something else. When you see them, your body reacts before your mind can. Your heartbeat changes, your breath shifts, and your eyes soften. You cannot act neutral with someone your soul already knows. You can pretend, but they feel it. Every pause and every half smile is like your body being honest while your mouth stays shut. 10. You both know the truth, but you are waiting for the other person to say it first. Perhaps the biggest sign of all is this: you both already know what this is. You have known from the start. You felt it in every silence and every goodbye that felt too heavy. But both of you are waiting for the other to take the risk and say the words you are too scared to say yourself. Love is beautiful, but it also makes you vulnerable, and that requires bravery. You are both afraid of what might happen if you confess. You fear it might ruin what you have, or that they might not feel the same, even though every sign says they do. So you stay quiet, both of you loving and hoping in secret. Yet, even without words, the bond stays strong. It does not fade. It just hides behind logic or friendship. But it is still there, waiting for the right time and the right courage. Real love does not vanish. It stays. It finds its way back when you least expect it. It lasts through distance and fear. One day when you are both ready, that love will stop hiding. You will realize you are not afraid of loving each other. You are just afraid of the change. But real love is meant to change you and heal you. If you are reading this and a certain face keeps coming to mind, maybe that is your sign. You both already love each other. You are just waiting for your hearts to feel safe enough to say it. If you found value in this, feel free to like and share. Thank you for being here. It is one thing to realize you are both afraid, but it is another to understand why you stay in this middle ground for so long. Sometimes the fear isn't about the person, but about the high stakes of losing a connection that feels like home. You are both standing on the edge of a cliff, waiting for the other to jump first, so you know it is safe to follow. But in this waiting, there are more signs that your hearts have already made the choice your minds are trying to fight. 11. You start to share your world without even realizing it. You find yourself sending them songs you like, photos of things that remind you of them, or small details about your day that you don't tell anyone else. It is a way of saying I am thinking of you without actually saying the words. You are building a world together, piece by piece, while still pretending you are just friends. You want them to know your soul, but you are still keeping the door slightly closed just in case you need to lock it. 12. You notice the almost moments more than anything else. Those seconds where the air gets thick and it feels like one of you is about to say it. You reach for a hand but pull back. You start a sentence about how much they mean to you, then change the subject to something boring like the weather. These moments are exhausting because they are full of energy that has nowhere to go. You are both living in the almost, and it is starting to feel heavier than the truth ever would. 13. You protect each other in ways that go beyond friendship. If someone speaks poorly of them, you feel it in your own chest. If they are hurting, you feel the weight of their sadness as if it were your own. This isn't just being a good friend. It is an instinctual need to keep them safe. You have become each other's person without the title. You are already acting like a partner, providing a soft place for them to land, while your mind still tries to claim you are unattached. 14. The thought of them with someone else doesn't just make you jealous. It makes you feel like you are losing a part of yourself. It is a deep, hollow ache that comes from knowing that they belong with you. Even if you haven't had the courage to claim that spot, you see them moving through life, and you realize that every day you stay silent is a day you risk losing the most important thing you've ever found. This fear eventually starts to outweigh the fear of rejection. 15. You finally realize that the silence is no longer a shield, it is a wall. You see that by not speaking, you aren't protecting the relationship, you are keeping it from growing. You look at them and realize that the risk of losing them by speaking is nothing compared to the certainty of losing them by staying silent. You understand that love doesn't need to be perfect or safe, it just needs to be honest. You are both tired of the masks. You are tired of the games. You are ready to stop being afraid of the change and start embracing the person who has been holding your heart all along. 16. You begin to notice that your future plans always include them. When you think about where you will be in a year or what you want to achieve, they are naturally there in the picture. You do not even have to try to fit them in, because they are already a part of your vision. You find yourself saying we instead of I when talking about things you want to see or do. This happens because your soul has already accepted that they are a permanent fixture in your life. Even if you haven't talked about forever, your heart is already living it. 17. You find comfort in their presence that you cannot find anywhere else. Life can be chaotic and stressful, but the moment you see them or hear their voice, your nervous system calms down. It is a feeling of coming home after a very long trip. You do not have to perform or be anyone special when you are with them. You can just exist. This peace is the strongest evidence of love because it shows that you trust them with your truest self. 18. You start to drop the masks you wear for the rest of the world. Everyone has a version of themselves they show to the public, but with them, that version starts to crack. You show them your flaws, your strange habits, and your secret fears. You do this because, on a subconscious level, you know they will not judge you. You are testing the waters to see if they will stay when things aren't perfect, and every time they do, the love grows deeper. 19. You realize that your best memories now involve them. Even the smallest things, like a trip to the store or a quiet walk, feel like major events because they were by your side. You find yourself replaying these moments in your head when you are alone, smiling at things only the two of you understand. The ordinary has become extraordinary because it is shared. 20. You finally accept that the risk of being hurt is worth the chance of being loved. You look at them and see that the pain of never knowing what if is far worse than the fear of rejection. You realize that you cannot live in this middle ground forever. The tension has reached a point where it must break, and you find yourself becoming brave because the love has become too big to hold inside. You are done waiting for a sign because they have become the sign. You are ready to let go of the fear and finally let the love lead the way. 21. You start to notice their needs before they even speak them. It is as if you have developed a sixth sense for their moods and their hunger or their tiredness. You find yourself bringing them their favorite drink or sending a supportive text exactly when they are having a rough day. This level of care goes way beyond just being polite. It shows that your focus has shifted from yourself to them. You are already looking out for them like a partner does, simply because their well-being has become tied to your own happiness. 22. You find yourself defending them even when they aren't around. If someone questions their choices or their character, you feel a strong urge to stand up for them. You protect their reputation as if it were your own. This loyalty is a quiet but powerful sign that you have already chosen them. You have moved past the stage of just liking someone. You are now their biggest fan and their most trusted ally. 23. You stop looking for other options. Even if you are not official, you have no interest in meeting anyone else. Other people might try to get your attention, but you find them boring compared to the person you are actually thinking about. You have closed the door on the dating world without even making a conscious decision to do so. Your heart is already occupied and there is no room for anyone else to move in. 24. You begin to share your past and your secrets in a way that feels like a relief. You tell them about the things that shaped you, the mistakes you made, and the dreams you gave up on. Sharing these parts of yourself is how you invite them into your life. You are giving them the map to your heart, hoping they will use it to find their way in. It is a slow surrender of your privacy because you want to be fully known by them. 25. You realize that the fear is still there, but it no longer stops you. You might still feel the butterflies and the worry about what comes next, but you keep moving toward them anyway. You have reached a point where your desire for them is stronger than your need for safety. You see that love is not the absence of fear, but the decision to choose someone in spite of it. You are finally ready to stop the what-if game and start the right-now journey. The silence is finally breaking, and you are ready to see where this path leads together. 26. You start to see them in all the small things throughout your day. You see a movie they would like, a joke they would laugh at, or a sunset they would find beautiful. Even when they are miles away, they are present in everything you experience. This means they are no longer just someone you know. They have become the lens through which you see the world. 27. You notice that your body language has a mind of its own. Without trying, you lean in when they speak. You mirror their movements and you find reasons for small, accidental touches. Your physical self is trying to bridge the gap that your words are too scared to cross. It is a natural pull that happens when two people are deeply in tune. 28. You begin to care about the people they care about. You find yourself asking about their family, being kind to their friends, and remembering names and stories that matter to them. You are investing in their whole life, not just the parts that involve you. This is because you see a future where their world and your world are the same. 29. The thought of losing them feels like a physical weight. It is no longer just a small worry. It is a deep realization that life would be much dimmer without them in it. This realization is often what finally breaks the fear. You realize that being safe and alone is much scarier than being vulnerable and together. 30. You find yourself on the edge of the truth every single time you say goodbye. That last look before you walk away or that final linger at the door is full of everything you haven't said. You both feel the weight of the unspoken words, and the air between you is charged with the need for honesty. You are both tired of the secrets and the hiding. You realize that the only thing left to do is be brave. The signs are all there, the love is already alive, and now it is simply time to let it breathe. You are ready to stop wondering and start knowing. You are ready to turn the page and see what happens when two hearts finally stop being afraid and start being one. 31. You notice that your patience with them is unlike anything you have ever felt before. Even when they are difficult, or when their own fear makes them pull away, you find yourself staying calm and waiting for them. You don't get frustrated like you do with others because you understand their heart. You are willing to give them time to catch up to the feelings you both share. This steady patience is a deep sign of devotion. It proves that you are not just in love with the idea of them, but with the actual person, flaws and all. 32. You begin to plan for their happiness as much as your own. You find yourself thinking of ways to make their life easier or their day brighter without expecting anything in return. Their joy has become your joy. When something good happens to them, you feel a surge of pride and happiness that is often stronger than if it had happened to you. This shift from me to us is the final bridge between a simple crush and a life-changing love. 33. The silence between you stops feeling awkward and starts feeling sacred. You no longer feel the need to fill every second with noise or jokes. You can sit in the same room, doing your own things, and feel completely connected. This comfort in the quiet is where the most honest love lives. It shows that you are no longer trying to impress each other. You are simply being together. 34. You realize that you have already started to build a shared history. You have your own language, your own inside jokes, and memories that belong only to the two of you. This history acts like a foundation that keeps you grounded even when life gets messy. You look back and see how far you have come from those first hesitant glances, and you realize that the bond has already grown into something solid and real. 35. You reach a point where you can no longer imagine a version of your life where they are not there. The fear of being vulnerable is still a small whisper in your ear, but the love has become a shout that drowns it out. You realize that you have been waiting for a perfect moment that might never come, and that the perfect moment is actually right now. You are ready to stop being two people who are afraid to love and start being two people who are brave enough to try. You understand now that love isn't just a feeling you fall into, it is a choice you make every day, and you are finally completely ready to choose them. 36. You start to see that your personal growth is being fueled by their presence. You find yourself wanting to be a better person, not because they asked you to, but because their belief in you makes you believe in yourself. You take risks you were once afraid of and face challenges with a new kind of strength. This is the healing power of a connection that has already taken root in your soul. 37, you notice that even your disagreements feel different. Instead of wanting to win an argument, you find yourself wanting to understand their perspective. You care more about protecting the bond than being right. This shift shows that your ego is stepping aside to make room for love. You are learning how to navigate the world together, even before you have officially said the words. 38. You begin to see glimpses of the long-term future in the smallest daily habits. You imagine what it would be like to wake up next to them every morning, to share a kitchen, or to travel to far-off places. These aren't just idle fantasies anymore. They feel like a preview of a reality that is waiting for you to claim it. You are already mentally moving into a life with them. 39. You realize that the people around you can see it too. Friends and family start to mention how your face lights up when their name is mentioned, or how the energy in the room changes when you're both together. The love has become so big that you can no longer contain it within the two of you. It is spilling over into your environment, making it obvious to everyone but the two people most involved. 40. You finally hit the moment of total clarity. You look at them and realize that the only thing more painful than the fear of rejection is the thought of never knowing the depth of what you could have been together. The safety of the silence starts to feel like a prison. You understand that every day you wait is a day of love lost. You feel a sudden, quiet courage rise up inside you. It is a calm certainty that tells you it is time. You are done with the hints, the long stares, and the hidden meanings. You are ready to look them in the eye, take a deep breath, and finally say the words that your heart has been shouting for a long time. You are ready to stop being afraid of the end of the story and start being excited for the beginning. 41. You realize that your attraction to them has moved beyond the surface and deep into their soul. You find yourself loving the parts of them that they try to hide, their quirks, their insecurities, and even their bad days. It is no longer about a spark. It is about a steady flame that does not flicker when things get difficult. You see their flaws not as deal breakers, but as parts of the person you have come to treasure. 42. You start to feel a sense of peace when you think about the future, simply because they are in it. The anxiety of being alone or the pressure to find the one has vanished because you know you have already found them. Even if it is not official, your heart feels settled. You are no longer searching because you have arrived at your destination. 43. You find that your conversations have reached a level of honesty that you have never shared with anyone else. You can talk about your biggest failures and your wildest dreams without feeling judged. This emotional safety is the ultimate sign of a love that is ready to be born. You have built a foundation of trust that can handle the weight of a real relationship. 44. You begin to realize that the right time you were waiting for is a myth. You understand that there will never be a moment where you are 100% free of fear. Instead, you accept that love is a leap of faith taken in the dark. You see that waiting for the perfect moment is just another way of staying stuck in your comfort zone. 45. You look at them and see not just a partner, but a mirror. They reflect back the best version of you, and you want to do the same for them. You realize that this connection is a gift that many people spend their whole lives looking for. The fear that once felt like a mountain now feels like a small stone you can easily step over. You are standing at the very edge of a new life. The words are right there, resting on the tip of your tongue. You realize that the only thing left to do is let them out. You are no longer two people playing a game of hide and seek with their hearts. You are two souls who have finally found each other and are ready to stop running. You take that final breath, you look into their eyes, and you realize that the world is about to change for the better.